Hey, cheers from Ed over at Antique Toys. Today we're going to touch on a great subject. You're going to end up finding out about a J.E. Stevens factory find, which is wonderful, our contacts, and we're going to have a couple of updates probably, so this will be a continual video with multiple parts. Stay tuned for more on the J.E. Stevens factory find. Okay, at an ultra high level, we got a call from the J.E. Stevens factory worker from the company that took over from Stevens, which was a brass foundry. We got a call from one of their factory workers, and they ended up needing a rescue. They were going to throw out sand molds of old Stevens parts, and there were some wooden patterns that were very modest wooden patterns, and we decided to kind of undertake the rescue project. Here we go. It may look like we've got steamrollers, but we don't. We've actually got pallets from the J.E. Stevens factory of molds, sand molds. And we have a do not stack marker on each of these. We're gonna unload it soon. Going to end up seeing pictures from the Stevens factory and these pallets of sand molds, which were used for parts like axe heads back in the day, which is one of Stevens' first products, pulley patterns out of wood, cap guns. So you're going to see some cap guns. You're going to see a train car pattern. You're going to see a couple of Black Americana pieces, possibly Spies the Mule bank pieces, and neat other bits and pieces that were not taken from previous collector visits or thrown away or worn out. These were pieces I think Stevens kept to catalog some of their work over time. Some of the pieces are more humble, but they're a really nice bit of history. And just as background, J.E. Stevens is in Cromwell, Connecticut, and they began similar to like a Dent or a Kenton. They began in the hardware area. They took cast metal and they made hinges for ice boxes. They made candle snufters. They made hinge pieces, ornamentation, door handles and such, axe heads. And you're going to see that some of the finds that were rescued were really humble pieces. I also want to touch on the fact that this really is a rescue. I do not necessarily see a commercial outcome that's that great. We're hoping to kind of break even and rescue it. There's going to be some paperwork we found. So we've got some paperwork. We've got some wood molds that are from modest pieces that Stevens did. And then there's going to be wooden boxes with a sand mold, and the sand is almost like a petrified epoxy sand, it feels like, with pieces that are half of a toy with gates for sprues of metal to be poured in. Really cool stuff from a historic standpoint, but not necessarily that sexy. There's going to be a lot of brown wood. There's going to be a lot of brown clay. There's going to be a lot of worn out cast iron handles that are just, you know, mundane. But stay tuned for more, okay? We're going to take a look real shortly at some videos that have been pieced together of the experience, and I hope you enjoy, and I hope you appreciate the fact that J.E. Stevens is one of the oldest cast iron companies that ebbed and flowed and evolved into the toy world. So stay tuned for more.
This is the office area. This would be the pattern department where they made all the patterns for the Stevens. Construction zone. And across the street, when you go across the street, is the original foundry.
Hey, cheers from Ed. We're doing Stevens. And they just arrived. They get dirty. You can see Bruce here is showing me the ropes. We're putting them up.
If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative.
So 1976 transport.
I got facts
Elite
over facts
Transport.
over tracks. This and that, spitting slow, spitting fast.
1776 Elite Transport helped us.
Last, but I don't know if that can
this.
erase all the past and
And
the
we're gonna get to
a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious. You think you're with my time, you're delirious, mysterious. Because you hide behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
So here we go.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got
Parts and
anyone's
pieces.
help. I had to do it
They
all
arrived
myself.
successfully.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up,
so,
no I don't take shit. I got
we're
no
just starting to
love
get
for the
things
fakeness.
organized.
If you wanna play tough
have
and wanna hate
range
this, I'll always show up and make a statement. The consequence of being
almost look like a
incompetent.
snifter,
Mental health is
snuffer.
confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save
range,
the day. That's for you to take away.
cap
I can
gun.
play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go.
Back
Make yourself
to,
unstoppable.
I think,
Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always
Despised
possible.
Mule.
If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up. No, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top,
We have
taking off
Blackman
in the
from
wind. I gotta
Despised
make
Mule.
it. I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my
Miniature
mind, it
pieces
can
of
hardly
art.
take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages.
Cap
of
gun.
bacon, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that
Back
I've been put
to
through
Spice Mule Men, I
never
believe.
got anyone's help.
Cap
I
gun,
had to do it all myself.
Saturn, Saturn,
Never slow up,
range,
no I don't take shit. I got no love for the
burglar proof
fakeness. If
safe.
you wanna play tough
Fun.
and wanna hate this, I'll always
Wheels.
show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow
Pots
up, no
for the
I don't
range.
take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna
Good old
play
cap
tough
gun
and
pieces.
wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a
cap
statement.
gun,
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit.
cap gun,
Got no love for the
and
fakeness. You wanna play tough and
that's
wanna
pretty
hate this,
spectacular
I'll
if
show
you're
up.
a ranged person. And then this one has me buffaloed. It is a train piece, but here's my foot. So we're talking 12-inch, which is insane. And then finally, the back end of drivers. Alright, here's another sample. We're smelling a lot of earthy clay. This is almost how should I put it? It's almost an epoxy sand. That's the way it feels. The range. This is pretty interesting. I think this is the opposite part of a billy goat bank. I think that's the black man that goes against the billy goat. Range piece, sat iron piece. It is. It's almost like an archaeological dig. Huh. What's that?
Pour some wax into the mold.
I like it. I like it.
And so we can cast the wax to see what every piece actually comes out.
Especially getting a clean piece. Yeah, I like
Like
that.
Jurassic Park, you know, take little brushes taking out all of it.
I like it. Nice. Yeah.
I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.